a step seems too hard to take. Every turn feels like a big mistake. It makes you wanna close your eyes and hide. Trust yourself, even if you're scared. Don't give up, don't give in to fear. All the strength you seek, you'll find inside. Open up, spread your wings and rise above the clouds in your mind that blind you.
It has been an incredible year, and it has offered us so much opportunity to really reflect on the important things of life. What we want, how we choose to be, what our purpose is. I'm no different than anyone else in saying that it has had its challenges and it has had its opportunities for growth. There have been joys and there have been sorrows. I just invite you, as you let go of the year 2020, that you do so with purpose, that you bring forth some type of ritual to just release this year, turning our attention to the new year, to 2021, and all that we choose to create. It's New Year's Eve, 2020. How wonderful and beautiful it is to be here in this space right here and right now. So I chose to begin my day by focusing on the body, the mind, and the spirit as I release 2020 and turn my attention to a new year. I came across an amazing woman who is an herbologist, and she created a tea. It is a blend of spearmint and hibiscus, and we're calling it Wild Blend. Oh, and it smells amazing. Spearmint tea was one of my favorites as a kid, so it always brings back those memories for me. And what I have here is I have the tea already steeping, ready to pour. And what you may want to know is that spearmint tea is great for the mind. So when we talk about mind, body, and spirit, spearmint tea is good for the mind, it's good for the memory. It's also a great stress reducer. And then the hibiscus that we put in this blend, I came across that a short time ago. It's filled with antioxidants, but in addition to that, hibiscus tea is good for the heart. It's a beautiful, beautiful aromatic blend of tea. And when we talk about mind, body, and spirit, I've explained how it touches the mind, how it supports the body. And the spiritual aspect of this is just to sit back, relax in a chair, and drink this beautiful, amazing, flavorful tea. I want to give my thanks to Sarah Grant. What she has done is she has created this tea for us, and she's selling it through her website, and then she's giving proceeds back to New Dawn, a percentage of all the sales. So you're not only supporting yourself, your being, and you're moving into a new year, you're also supporting New Dawn.
Love in the words I say, peace in the world I make, God in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day.
Last year, in 2019, we launched our first ever grand finale at New Dawn. This was an opportunity for everyone to come together and to hear some great music and to just celebrate the close of a year. Clearly, we could not do it quite that way this year. So we are offering a different type of video this year for each of you to bring the year to a close. Recently, I asked our practitioners to share in a sentence or two their gratitudes for 2020. Here's what they had to say.
Thank you, Rev Jenn, for the opportunity to express my gratitude. There is so much I am grateful for. Primarily because of the pandemic, and not in spite of, but because of, we have received internet in my area, which is a rural community, and we pretty much assumed that we would never, nobody would give us the money or put the money in us to have internet, and now we do because of the pandemic. And because of the pandemic, I am grateful that I have reconnected with the New Dawn community. I've missed you so much. And not only have I been able to connect with the New Dawn community, I'm able to share our philosophy. I'm able to share our teaching in a platform I would have never anticipated. On a personal note, I'm able to spend more time with my husband, our little puppy dogs, and we're all healthy. We're all managing and navigating through this experience very, very well. So thank you for letting me get tearful and speak. Amen.
I realized that living in this chaos and this fear this year, that the thing that really brought me through it was knowing that God is in every situation. Even though I had no understanding, I remember that why is not a good question. And I realized that Science of Mind has brought me through many situations and circumstances. It stops the chatter in my head when I get frustrated. I've learned to breathe and say a short personal affirmation, maybe 2, 3, 4, whatever I need in order to breathe. It also gave me an extended family at New Dawn, and I know that I have support there. The other thing that I'm grateful for, and I don't take for granted, and it was said a little bit, is technology. I live alone. I'm grateful for my TV, my computer, my cell phone, because when I can't see my family in person, I still see them. I saw my granddaughter open her birthday presents. We eat together. We play games together. We do much more than we ever did before the pandemic because people have slowed down. Nobody's in a hurry. Everybody's at home. And truthfully, TV has brought me entertainment, especially now that the weather has changed and my walks are restricted. I'm pretty much housebound. And I can just say I have a video of my granddaughter snowboarding, my son skiing, and I have a church while I'm at home. And I get messages and I get prayer. And so what more could I ask for with the confusion that we're living with right now? I feel at peace. And I bless Science of Mind and New Dawn for that awareness. And together, I think I just always say, and so it is.
I'm grateful for a lot of things for 2020, but I'm grateful that New Dawn was fluid enough to be able to adapt to online services, having sold the building and fulfilled the connected obligations before COVID hit. I'm grateful for Rev Jennifer and the board, whose diversity of rich backgrounds and management experience were crucial to New Dawn's continued success in the change of rules and safety regulations. And in all of this, I'm grateful because I know that God has a plan. Otherwise, it wouldn't be unfolding as perfectly as it is. As for myself, I'm still feeling a little unrest, but I'm grateful for the time of self-reflection and reflection. More time to discover the silver lining to the COVID cloud. I'm more aware of the need to love and enjoy the simple things, and I appreciate the growth of myself and realizations regarding relationships. And I pass.
8 months ago, I packed up myself, my wife, and my terminally ill mother and 3 small dogs, and we moved 1,100 miles and landed in Colorado, not knowing what was coming next. And for me, what came next was New Dawn. And so what I'm most grateful for is New Dawn. You have said yes to me. You've said yes to my family. You've said yes to my midweek mindful moment and to my early attempts at pastoral care. And that is what really this year I am most grateful for. We've had health challenges and all kinds of other things since moving here, but you've just kept praying for us and saying yes to us. And you have stolen my heart, New Dawn. So thank you.
I'm in deep gratitude for New Dawn also. Continuing our community, I think having our Zoom calls, our meetings, our women's ministry has continued. We continue to serve the community in many, many ways. I've been very grateful for that. The passion and the love that I feel from our community is just extraordinary, considering we can't actually see each other in person. So I'm very grateful for that. And I think too, having this time, this downtime for all of us has allowed us to have more deeper conversations with one another and to really share who we are and to just go a little deeper and get to know people better. And I've felt that with several of my relationships, and it's just been a real gift in that respect. So for that and so much more, I'm very grateful that I am here and that I'm a practitioner at New Dawn and that I can serve this beautiful community. Thank you.
Gratitude to me is just a powerful spiritual practice, and combined with Thanksgiving, it is the foundation for my morning treatment. I enter this day with an attitude of gratitude and thanksgiving is how I always start. And it gets me in the right frame to begin the day. Okay, so I am so grateful for so many things, my friends, my family, my New Dawn spiritual community, and I dearly love all of you and all of the support that you give me. And I'm anxious and eager to serve our spiritual community. It has been difficult during this time, and I'm wanting to be able to do more.
As I thought back on the year, I remember that we started off in quite a different place than we are now. And just to remind you, in the first 2 months of the year, we had a buyer come and asked to buy the Parker Road building, and we accepted the offer, moved out, and just were on our way to, first of all, meeting in a hotel, and now meeting online. And also during that time, our teams put together a great presentation of their winter camp experience for the men's and women's group. And that was quite a fun afternoon with them. And I'm grateful that through all this, Rev Jenn has kept us together. She, along with the board, have just put together Facebook services, prayers throughout the week, and the hug line. And I just give thanks to Rev Jenn and again to the board. And while I know that God is my source, I also know that my employer is a large conduit of God. I work for a large general contractor that employs 10,000 people around the world. And back in February, we began being educated on the virus, along with having safe work protocols set up that were, of course, revised along the way. And throughout the year, some people have worked from home, some projects have had to go on hiatus, but other projects have safely been completed when new projects have started. And due to all the safe protocols we've had, my employer managed this fall to provide raises and bonuses to the employees. And I, in turn, was able to help other people through my abundance. And I am just so grateful for for all I have in my life. And this throughout all this time, the president of my company has done weekly phone calls via Zoom for anyone who wants to listen, give suggestions, or just talk. And this fall, or this summer, he made a pledge that the company would be free of racial inequality. And he also pledged to be an influence within the industry towards this goal. And I'm grateful that I work in such a great place for such a great company. And finally, I'm very grateful for my family and my brothers who traveled from Michigan to Colorado this summer multiple times to help me with my late husband's estate sale. They just stepped up and were such a great help to me. And I have achieved the goal of the cabin, our mountain cabin, being on the market and for sale. And I just know the perfect buyer is on its way. And throughout this whole year, the one thing that's kept me going is just knowing that God's got it and God's got us.
As I look back on 2020, one of the things that I realized is that prior to the pandemic, I was just really, really busy doing. And the gift that the pandemic brought about for me that I'm really grateful for is that it's allowed me to be. It's allowed me to sit down. It's just allowed me to simply be, to listen to my body, to listen to my surroundings, to be more connected with my inner self. And with that, it's really given me the ability to be able to serve from a deeper place, from a place of not just trying to do things, but to truly be there, to listen to those that I'm speaking to listen to those that are asking for prayer, to truly hear them, because it's not just going through the motions, it's really being there and being in service and coming from a place of love. And I think that's been such a huge gift that I'm grateful for. And I'm grateful for New Dawn, and it's how it's kept us connected throughout all of this, with these Zoom prayers with practitioners, with the services being online, with calls like this, with Zoom calls like this, where we get to see one another. And we're not in the same room together, but our hearts are still connected. And I'm just so grateful to New Dawn for doing that for us, and for Reverend Jenn and her challenge to all of us to grow. She challenges to grow every day, and I'm just grateful. I am really, really grateful for that.
Well, I always have felt that if your day is hemmed with prayer, if you can hem it with prayer, it's less likely to unravel. And so it is because of being a prayer partner to all of the people in New Dawn and being a prayer partner to myself that I have had great discoveries this year. And here's what I'm so grateful for. And I'm going to read it because I need to. In this year, the pandemic has given us the opportunity for quiet contemplation. because we have been isolated. And I have been gifted, really gifted with the gift of compassion. Compassion used to be just another word for me, but that all changed in 2020. The gift for me has been the increasing and love-filled, compassionate connection with all those people who have suffered the effects of this illness, for their families, and and so much gratitude for all the people who have lovingly served all the people that have been ill or dying. Those who have isolated and felt loss and anxiety or fear have brought forth a greater empathy and understanding to my heart. And I have felt deeply the pain of those suffering unnecessary discrimination just because they received a different color skin at their birth. We're all one. What harms one harms all of us. So I'm really deeply grateful to Spirit for opening my eyes and my heart. Never again will I see a year of physical isolation like 2020, but never again will I isolate my heart from my fellow beings.
To create. I plan to live in intention throughout this next year and to live my purpose and my passion and to do those things that I believe that I am called to do. And that's not much different than years past. The one thing I want to share with you as this program comes to a close, my intention for 2021 is to have fun. I don't know that I had as much fun this past year as I possibly could have. And I think that the seriousness and the nature of a lot of the things that transpired brought us into that somberness and into that place of reflection and trying to figure it out. And I know that was big for me this year, trying to figure it out, trying to figure out the technology, trying to figure out who I am and what I'm to do and what my purpose is, what I am here to say and speak to and pay attention to. So quite simply, in the year 2021, we're going to be having a lot more fun because I plan to bring you with me every step of the journey. And so as we bring this time together to a close, as each one of us turns our attention to that new creation, that new year, that new experience for each of us, let us do this with light hearts, with that mindset that we can still laugh, we can still have fun, we can still enjoy. And I'd like to close this program out by taking us all into prayer. So please just take a deep breath in. Allow yourself to just settle into this moment, right here, right now, and join me in prayer. I know there is one God, one power. I know that this power, this God, this presence, this energy permeates all life. And I know that we have not concluded this year alone because Spirit has been with us throughout all of it. And I know that for me, God lives in my heart. I can place my hands over my heart and I know that Spirit is there. And so for each and every one of us, right here and right now, let us just take that moment, take that time to breathe in that knowingness, breathe in that truth of who we are, bring in that light that is God. And as we prepare to allow a new day and a new year to dawn on us, to wake up to a brand new day and a brand new idea, let us do this knowing that we are all together. We are all operating together as one humankind, one global family. And as we accept that and as we embrace that, it eases our hearts, it eases our minds, it allows us to feel good, connected, one. And in this place of oneness, I place blessings for the entire planet, that I know that the peace of mind that I feel can also permeate all of life and move around this planet and touch all others. And I know that the beautiful, intense love that lives in my heart can also move across and outward from my being around this planet and touch those who need to feel love or who have forgotten what love is like. And I know that all of this, along with the beauty and the presence and the things, the ideas that we bring forth, heals this planet. May the hatred dissipate. May the disorder and disease just evaporate. May spirit move into all of life, supporting each one of us as we make a change for the higher, better, greater good of all people everywhere. How beautiful it is to simply give thanks for a year that is closing and to accept with anticipation the new year. It is blessed. It is perfect. I know it is good, and by God, I know it already exists in the mind of God, because that's how life works. So we just let this go. We let this be. And I affirm it by saying, and so it is.